So the revolutionary politics and law in the Rivonia trial. So Mandela and them were arrested because they wanted an overthrow of the system. You remember what did Utah say in his? He basically said that there was going to be a violent overthrow of the system and the installation of a communist system in South Africa. So you remember that was what they were charged with. That was what was the underlying thing of the sabotage, and what was the other law that they were charged with?
Good.
Okay. The Sabotage Act. That what was underlying it, attempting violent revolution, right? So they wanted to admit that they were using armed struggle, and they wanted an overthrow of the system. They were prepared to do it peacefully, but they resorted to armed struggle as a last resort. That's what they said, right? You remember? So how did they do that in the court?
They introduced it by the first accused, being Kholihlahla, first explained everything before answering any questions.
Yeah.
So that is what they did to let the court hear them.
Yeah. And then some went for cross-examination, and 2 more went for statements from the doc.
Yeah.
Right? The aim of Mandela and his colleagues was to state their case for revolution from the doc. Now, if you had lawyers would normally say to you, don't do that. Don't admit to the sabotage. Let's try and get you off. Don't say too many things, and so on. But they wanted, and their lawyers knew what they wanted to do was proudly state their case. Right? So they had Rusty Bernstein speak about being a communist. They had Ahmed Kathrada speak about being an ANC supporter and a communist, and they had Dennis Goldberg speaking about being an MK member and so on. So there was none of the I didn't do it business. They were using the court as a tribunal. So this is what I want you to remember is a tribunal is a place where you stand and speak from. Normally, right? A tribunal can also be a court, a form of a court. So they use the court as a tribunal, to put the apartheid state on trial. Not to put themselves on trial, but to use their trial to indict the apartheid state, to charge the apartheid state with crimes. The crimes of offending the dignity of black people, the crimes of taking land away from black people, the crime of not giving black people the vote, the past laws and all those things. So that was a tribune, and that was vital. So they were using an unjust law, which was the Sabotage Act, which gave them the place to speak.